Hello and welcome to Minerals, Rocks, and Fossil Talks. I'm your geology teacher, Jen, and it's time for Throwback Thursday. About 2 million years ago, northwestern Wyoming was starting to experience the onset of the Pleistocene Ice Age. However, just below the surface, things were starting to really heat up. A hot spot was breaching the crust and preparing for an eruption that would change the landscape forever. This would be the first cycle caldera-forming eruption of Yellowstone and its largest eruption. This eruption deposited the Huckleberry Ridge tuff. The initial ashfall phase deposited up to 8.2 feet or 2.5 meters of ash before transitioning to ashflow tuff. Early Plinian activity was intermittent and sourced from multiple vents. It would have ejected 12 cubic miles or 50 cubic kilometers of magma before the caldera collapsed. The ashflow tuff has 3 sheet layers that total 590 cubic miles or 2,450 cubic kilometers of lava. That is a lot. The Huckleberry Ridge tuff had an extensive reach, having been identified in the Pacific Ocean, coastal California, Afton, Iowa, and Benson, Arizona. It exceeds an area of 1,003,000 square miles or 3,400,000 square kilometers. Holy cow. Now, despite what the media would have you believe, the likelihood of another super eruption is not very high. Nor is Yellowstone overdue for an eruption. There's no such thing. If Yellowstone were to erupt today, it would certainly have a strong impact on the surrounding area. Ash could potentially make it as far as eastern Oregon, Nevada, northern Arizona, and New Mexico, Wisconsin, and parts of south central Canada. But that all depends on the direction the winds are blowing as the volcano is erupting. We would certainly lose all our little tourist trap towns around the park like West Yellowstone or Cook City or Gardner. We'll probably lose power to places like Ennis or Bozeman or Rexburg, Idaho, simply because they're so close, and hopefully they're going to be evacuated ahead of time. Temporary global cooling could severely impact agriculture and food production, and air travel would be postponed, things like that. In the end, it is survivable and not as catastrophic as fearmongers would have you believe. Besides, if an eruption were imminent, volcanologists would be flocking there, and there just wouldn't be room for regular guests because they'd all be so excited to be there. You know, but they're not. So, don't worry. Yellowstone's doing its thing. Well, thanks for coming today. Make sure you tune in tomorrow to learn about the Absaroka Petrified Forest in southern Montana. Fossilize you later.